Stop judging me.
If you big and you look good, clap your hands. If you look good, you don't care what a hater gotta say. If you big, look good, clap your hands.
We listen and we don't judge.
So I had decided to do when I had the bubble guts and put it on the neck.
We listen and we don't judge.
The other day I took off my glasses so my husband could in my eye and show
Mommy,
me where it
you're
comes
on TikTok. We listen and we don't judge. So there was a time I had ordered a huge, and my daughter actually grabbed it and she was like, "What is this, Mommy?" in front of my mom, and my mom knew what it was, and I just had to take it away. We listen and we don't judge.
Oh, I'm judging. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee. I know you've heard this phrase from all sorts of folks. Anytime you make a criticism or a critique about anything, here comes the "why are you judging" people. It's like you can't escape them. They just come out of the woodwork. Stop judging, stop judging, stop judging. Why are you judging? And honestly, I'm annoyed with this. People act as though they don't make judgments in their everyday lives. I feel like a lot of these folks that come out and say you should stop judging, why are you judging? Their lives would be a lot better if they made better judgments.
Don't never say it couldn't be you. I love that we having a conversation about that phrase because it's the stupidest phrase I've ever heard before in my life. And I hear it all the time on this platform, right? Because you know I be judgmental and I be passing judgment about different situations. So the girls love to come into my comment section and be like, don't be too quick to say that because don't act like he couldn't be you. When you make this statement, you're making it as if the person in question is incapable of being able to make decisions, as if their free will has been taken from them and they're being forced into these situations. Just like you weren't forced into the situation, that person is not either. And they have the ability to use common sense and their judgment and their ability to say no or to walk away to not end up in the same circumstances that you or the person in question is in. If I met a man with 5 baby mamas, I know not to become the 6th one by simply not talking to him. That solves the problem. If I never have any interaction with a man who has 5 baby mamas already, I could never become number 6. You see how that works? There's no way for me to end up in a relationship with a bum if when I find out that he don't have a job, place to stay, or car, I block him. All right, you see how that work? The way I would block him, you continue to talk to him. That's how you end up in a relationship with a broke dude. That's how you end up with a baby by one. Because while a smart woman would block him and never talk to him again, you're still interacting with him. You're still going to sleep with him with no protection. Now you got a baby daddy that's a bum. You see how that work? Yeah, it's not something that could just happen to somebody, right? Walking down the street and looking both ways and then a car just come out of nowhere because they ran a stop sign and you get hit. Yeah, that could happen. That's out of your control. But you not making stupid decisions intentionally, you have every piece of control of that because God gave us something called free will. And I know a lot of y'all like to not use it and then sit and ask yourself how you end up in these situations. You ended up in these situations because you put yourself there.
What is a judgment? Like I've told you guys before, people react to how words make them feel, not what they actually mean. Making a judgment just means you're evaluating information and drawing conclusions. A judgment isn't necessarily good and it's not necessarily bad. Oftentimes we take the connotation of the word judgment or judging or judgmental. We take that connotation and it often is associated with something negative. Oh, you're shaming. A judgment is simply evaluating information and drawing conclusions. And this process helps us decide who to trust, where to work, who to date, how to stay safe, how to conduct ourselves. Judgments, in a general sense, are there to keep us safe. Even just on that basis alone, telling people to stop being judgmental, telling people to stop judging is just stupid. Because at the end of the day, yes, I see somebody walking down the street in a shiesty and it's the middle of the night and they got their hands behind their back. Yes, I'm going to make a judgment and get the hell away from that person. We need to understand being judgmental, making judgments isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I feel like one thing that I don't like about being tatted, young, I feel like people be judging like a like when I say, oh, I ain't never been to jail, I'm talking about mouth drop, like drop. I be like, yo, what the do me looking how I look gotta do with jail? Like, Lord knows, like I probably could have been there, but still, it's crazy how people judge you on your appearance. Think I'm a whole certain type of way when I'm really, I promise you, be chilling. Like, it's crazy.
The situation I like to pose to these don't judge people would be, okay, well, we shouldn't judge. So if you see a white man walking down the street in a Klan hat, you're not going to judge that person. You don't know who they are. Just because they're wearing a Klan outfit doesn't mean that they're anti-Black, doesn't mean that they're hateful, doesn't mean anything, because we shouldn't judge. We should wait and talk to that person. You see how ridiculous that sounds? If I see somebody walking down the street with a Klan hat on or a swastika, understand I'm staying the hell away from that mofo. There is nothing for me over there near that individual. That is also a judgment. People just don't like judgments when they make them feel insecure about something that they know they shouldn't be doing or something that they know others should not be doing as well. For instance, when I posted my video about pajamas in public, people were in the comment section crashing out. Why are you judging? You don't know what they're going through. Why are you judging? And the reason why they say that is because deep down inside, they know it's a mess to leave your house in some damn pajamas. They are already insecure about it. That's why they have to go into the comment section and defend it so profusely. Just thugging it up, trying to defend not giving a damn when you walk out your house. They give more damns about thugging in the comments section trying to defend the behavior than the damns they should give about washing their tail and putting on real clothes before they leave their house. People already know these behaviors are taboo. People already know that these behaviors, they are not indicative of somebody that is striving for success within society. They know that these behaviors are trash. They want you to affirm that it's okay to engage in those trash behaviors. It's like, if we can convince enough people to lower their standards, then that will become the new standard. Something that doesn't require much from us, something that doesn't require us to step out of our comfort zone or to put in any effort or any consistency. Let's try to lower the standards for everybody else. So let's tell them, hey, you're being judgmental anytime you have a standard for yourself and for others around you.
I can't have fun with judgmental people. If I go outside with you and I decide to do a split on the bar, that should be fine. That should be fine, especially if it's a vibe. If it's a vibe and I decide, okay, let me do a split on the bar, you should be cool. You shouldn't even be like, oh my God, I can't go out with people like that. Like, then don't go out with me. Don't go out with me, because I like to have a time. I like to enjoy the money that I spent to walk through that door. Okay? I like to have a grand old time. And I'm going to enjoy every second. I'm going to round up people. Like, when the liquor in my system and I'm lit, boy, it's a whole different side of me. That's why I'm like, I can't go out with people that's just stuck up and just look down on everybody. Because, baby, I'm going to enjoy my time with everybody. Everybody's going to have fun around me. Like, I don't care. If I do a split, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Do it with me.
This whole don't judge, it just comes from a place of not wanting to meet standard for whatever reason. Maybe you feel as though you're unable to meet those standards, or maybe you're just stubborn and feel like you shouldn't be required to meet any standards for whatever reason. It's a cop-out. Telling people not to judge, every single time you make a decision, you are making a judgment. Whether you decide to eat eggs or pancakes for breakfast, that is a judgment. If you decide to make your face look like a pin cushion, that is also a judgment. If you decide to scribble all over your body, that is also a judgment. You are judged by your ability to make judgments and to make subsequent decisions. So when I see somebody who has bad judgments written all over them, understand that does communicate so much. Think about the people that scribble all over their bodies. Look, I have scribbles too, so I'm not coming from a place of I'm better than everybody else. But I'm telling you, when you scribble all over your body, when you make yourself look like a pincushion, that shows a lack of judgment. Now, if you are a tattoo artist, if you are a musician and you're actually making good, livable money off of being a musician, fine. By all means, do you. It's not going to affect your choices. It's not going to affect your options. By all means, do you. But for everyday, regular, schmegular people, you really limit your options when you scribble all over your skin or when you puncture a bunch of holes into your face and your body. You are limiting your options. There are so many doors that close, for instance, with people having face tattoos or just a ton of piercings. There are so many doors that are now closed because of that decision. And whenever we close so many doors unnecessarily, you're putting yourself into a smaller box based on what you are able to do. Now, if you love your tattoos and you have everything going for you, or if you have your piercings and everything's going for you and you're unaffected by it, by all means, I love that for you. However, for most people, those decisions are going to be limiting, whether it is in the workforce or even with people you are dating, because there are men and women out there who are good, solid people. They don't want to date folks who have tattoos or excessive amounts of piercings.
I'm all about it. You shouldn't judge somebody by their appearance. However, we do. It's as simple as that. We do judge people by their appearance. That's pretty much all we have to judge them by, initially. And so when you go and get a tattoo on your face or a tattoo on your neck, you really need to think about that. It's only because people do judge you by your appearance. And if you have a tattoo on your face, for me personally, I'm thinking, this motherfucker don't even want to live anymore. They don't want to be in society with me. They want to go and do their own thing. Which, hey, go and do your own thing. That's just, if I run a business, you can't be the face of it. You can't be out front. You can't do that. You can go and, clean the toilets in the back. You can do something behind the scenes. You can load up boxes, but you can't be out front. And just for that little simple thing, that cuts you off from opportunities, and it's just not worth it. My opinion. Maybe I'm popular, but my opinion. I tell my sons that it's okay if you want to go and get a tattoo on your face, on your eyes, whatever you want to do, and look however you want to look. That's cool, but you better have the keys to the castle first. You better have it. Like somebody like Lil Wayne, yeah, he can go get tattoos all in his face and everything because he's famous. He's got the money already. So whatever, he's not looking for any opportunities. He's not looking for someone to have faith in him. He's already got it. The money says, hey, this is it. And I've shown you or whatever, but you, 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid, you haven't made any kind of arrangements. You don't have any kind of clout. You don't have anything. So go and get a tattoo on your neck, your face is a definite no-go because you've got to go to somebody's bank and say, hey, listen, I like to borrow, $20,000, $30,000. I like to go and do this here. Or if you're going to save that money, you got to convince somebody else to come in and say, hey, listen, I've got $30,000. I would like you to put your $30,000 up and let's go do this here together. They looking at you. You got a tattoo on your neck. You don't even care about your own life. Why would I help you? Why would I get in bed with you? Why would I get in financial, joking with you? Why would I do that? I mean, seriously though. I mean, get the tattoos if you want to get the tattoos. I'm just saying how it appears to others.
Our judgments, the decisions we make, people are going to judge us based off of them. If you decide to be a stripper and post your body all over the internet, yes, people are going to judge you off of it. If you have 5 different kids with 6 different baby daddies, people are going to judge you off of that. People just want to be able to be dysfunctional as possible, and then you're not allowed to say anything about it. You're not allowed to have an opinion on other people's dysfunctional ass behavior. All the people that are about to thumb thug in this comment section understand you right now in this moment are judging. You're judging the damn video. That's why you're, sweating, trying to leave your quick little comment to call me whatever the hell in the comment section. You're making a judgment right now. People really need to understand the word judgment. It means evaluating information and drawing conclusions. You can have bad judgments. You can have good judgments. It's not cruel to be judging. It's just called having discernment. But the funniest thing about the no judging people is that they are constantly judging others for judging. How dare you judge her? Bitch, you're judging me right now for judging her. It's crazy. You know, these people, they make judgments all the time because it's part of the fabric of being an adult. You're judging the politicians that are in your face. You're judging the different parents that are around you. You see their kids acting a fool in the grocery store. You're making judgments. When you're in and out of relationships, you're making a judgment on that person, whether or not you want to be with them or continue to be with them. And when you're thugging online, you're making judgments of these strangers or robots behind these accounts. They only object to judgment when it's them that's being evaluated or people that are like them that are being evaluated.
Listen, I think the most rude and insecure thing you could ever do is make an assumption on someone based off of their looks. I really don't like when somebody just talk about a woman that they think is beautiful and just say, oh, she probably get around just because she's beautiful, just because she might have a following. You're gonna just make an assumption that she get around. Y'all see these guys and be like, oh, he don't want nobody. He nice looking. He got all this going on. Take the time to get to know people. Take the time to get to know people and figure out who they are, because contrary to popular belief, these people sit at home and probably be chilling. When you single, of course you got options, but that don't mean that you just moving around. You can't make an assumption and say she's beautiful. Oh, he's attractive. They get around. That's so rude, and it's disrespectful to put something on somebody's character that don't exist. Right now, it's a person that you don't think all that. They get down. And there's also a person that look good to do. You got to get to know a person and figure them out before you can just say that on their name. So before you make an assumption on somebody, get to know them, because it's disrespectful and it's rude. Let me tell y'all one of the biggest red flags that women sleep on. If y'all see any man take pictures like this, or they squint their eyes like this when they take pictures, baby, just let it go. He gonna waste your time. I'm telling you, he gonna waste your time. He on that light skin.
My judgments, if you like them or dislike them, guess what? It doesn't matter. Y'all are going to make the decisions you want to make at the end of the day. If my judgment, you just hate it so much, why are you so triggered by the fact that I have this opinion? Because at the end of the day, right, you can make your own choices, as you have been. Doesn't matter what I think, but for some reason, you're super triggered about it. And that's why you need to investigate that a little bit deeper, because if you really didn't care, you would hear my opinion and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's her opinion. And then you'd move on. But no, we got a thug in the comment section and plead our case to this random woman online that we don't know just because she said don't wear pajamas in public, or just because she said that booty particle nails are disgusting, or just because she said that those Patrick Mink lashes look a damn mess. I need to stop what I'm doing to let her know that I don't like her judgment. The reason why is because deep down inside, you know something's wrong with it. And so you're fighting with yourself. And the only way to convince yourself is to try to convince me to affirm it, or to attack me as a means of affirming your dysfunction. At the end of the day, people don't actually hate judgment. They just hate being judged, because it taps into whatever insecurity that they're having with their life choices, their decisions, their regrets in life. It really taps into that.
One thing that helped me is self-awareness. Now, here's what I've seen, right? And this is, again, I'm your auntie, your big sister, you know, I'm looking at it from, my sister even calls me old because she's 18, I'm going to be 35. So I look at life from a been there, done that perspective. And what I see a lot are people online cussing up a storm, shaking their butts all on the screen, talking to people crazy, no manners, no kind of it looks like they don't have self-respect. I don't know them in real life, so I can't say that you don't have self-respect, but that's what it's giving, right? That you don't care about anybody else, you don't care about others, and wonder why you have horrible experiences with men, women, and other people. Healthy people. So, okay, I'll say this. Say if somebody's interested in you, right? Say if you meet somebody in real life, or they scroll across, you know, your social feed. They're going to pay attention to your comments. They're going to pay attention to what you post. And for people to say, well, you shouldn't be judged that way. We do the same thing with cars. We do the same thing with clothes. You know, if you want to buy something on Amazon, you're going to read the reviews to see if the product is good. If you want to buy a car, you're going to go see what other people have said about it, or see what does the pictures look like? What is the inside? We do the same thing with everything else, but for whatever reason, as human beings, we're very delusional that people don't do that with us. People watch you. They're going to judge. So if you give off non-healthy, toxic traits online, somebody who's healthy is going to be rejected and repelled from that. They just are. Not to say that you might be a totally different person offline. You might be the coolest, softest, or the coolest masculine gentleman in the world. But 9 times out of 10, and it's not just a romantic partner, strangers will judge you. Jobs are going to judge you. So you can live in a world where you feel like nobody should judge you. Sorry, Zara's. Here's the Amazon person. That nobody should have free range to think and do and say how they feel about you. That's true. They may not be able to, but they do. So we got to live in a world of what is and not how it should be or how we want it to be. People are going to judge you. A man does not see anything but your physical first. A woman doesn't see anything but your physical first. So they're going to go to your page. They're going to look at your comments. They're going to judge you off of what they see on the internet. So we can't be so delusional to think that we can act how we want to act, present ourselves any kind of way, and that's going to attract somebody or something healthy to our lives. I am not perfect at all. But I grew up in a generation that kind of understood that a little bit. Like, we knew the internet was a place where you could be judged. And I feel like because social media kind of grew up with the younger generation, it misses it. So you don't got to take my advice, but just know, yeah, they're judging you.
Removing judgment doesn't make you a kind person. It makes you vulnerable. It makes you naive. If you're not making good judgments about different situations, then no wonder you find yourself in all kinds of effed up situations. You saw this man had 3 kids by 5 baby mamas, and you still made the judgment to go be with him and be the next baby mama? You should have judged that situation a lot harder. So because people are not making sound judgment calls, they find themselves in effed up situation after effed up situation after effed up situation, never actually learning anything from any of the mistakes that they've made because they don't want to be judgmental. Oh, we should get to know people before we make a judgment. I know he has a bunch of baby mamas, but with me, he's gonna treat me right. Or better yet, I know she has a bunch of baby daddies, but my pull-out game is strong. Get the hell up out of here. No, we should observe behaviors so that we can understand the type of outcomes that can come from them. We need to make moral judgments. Is this person a good person? Should I allow this person to be in my life? We need to make those observations so that we can make better choices moving forward. It's called pattern recognition. You know that specific traits lead to specific outcomes. If you don't want to deal with those outcomes, avoid those traits. Now, obviously, there could be some nuance in these conversations. Not everybody that fits the archetype is going to actually be a part of that archetype, obviously. But for the most part, yeah. They don't call them stereotypes for a reason, because a lot of these people be fitting them damn stereotypes. That didn't make any sense. I thought I was cooking there. That didn't make any damn sense. People will have their entire life in disarray, and they'll run around telling everybody not to judge, even though their life is in shambles. Why are you judging me? That is simply a cop-out for their poor choices. Evaluate people's lives. If their lives are in shambles, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you, you shouldn't judge people. The real issue is the accountability. They want to make piss poor choice after piss poor choice, and we're supposed to celebrate them regardless of how fucked up their lives are. The truth is, judgments lead to standards. And when you have standards, you have expectations. And that expectation leads to accountability. Because when people are not meeting those expectations, then guess what? Consequences ensue. Whether that's the consequence of we're not dealing with each other anymore, you're not getting hired for this job because you're not a good fit. Now you have 10 baby daddies with 15 kids. Like, that's a consequence in and of itself.
Wear the poster girl dress, girl. Wear it. If you want to wear that, wear that. My only thing is this: you can't be mad when somebody mistakes you for a hoe. You can't be mad when motherfuckers is pulling up on the side of you in their car telling you Do you want to, you know what I'm saying, have a good time? You can't be mad. You can't be mad. And my thing is this, it be the bitches that want to wear like that and then want to be respected in some sort of way. Like, that is literally a hoe's uniform. That is how people are able to tell whether or not you sell coochie. So if you do not want people to assume you sell coochie, you should probably take off the whole uniform. If you're not gonna wear that in the club, if you're not gonna wear that in a setting where mothers are lustful and sexualizing each other, you're going to birthday dinner, bitch. You thought that was cute. You thought that was cute to wear to a graduation. I don't know where y'all are wearing this. If it's not outside at a club where they're playing music and motherfuckers are drunk beyond comprehension, I don't think, my personal opinion, don't think that the poster girl dress is a smart idea. But you do what you want to, girl, for the sake of I'm doing it for me. Okay. Just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. It doesn't mean you should. Just because you grown, it doesn't mean you should. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because that looks dumb as hell. Don't even be cute enough to be risking it all like that. It really don't even be cute. It looks like you bought it for $2.99 and the is only $5 more.
You can't opt in or opt out of being judged. It's going to happen regardless. No matter if you like being judged or you don't like being judged, people are going to judge. When you walk out of your house, the people who look at you, they're going to make a quick judgment in their mind. Whether or not they act on that judgment is entirely up to that person. But like I said, when I see a specific archetype, more times than not, the behavior that follows matches. And it's often not good. Well, yeah, I have a bonnet on. Yeah, I leave my house in pajamas, but I'm educated and I'm a polite person and I'm this and I'm that. Okay, well then why are you dressing like you're not? Why aren't you having your outside match your inside? People want to act like the way you put yourself together or the way you present yourself does not entail anything about your personality. It absolutely does, because it is a choice. How you put yourself together is a choice, and your choices are indicative of you, your character. So if your choice is to not give a damn, then that means within your character is not giving a damn. And do I want people in my life? Do I want people around me? Do I want people handling my food or any trusted position? Do I want somebody that just does not give a damn involved in my life in any capacity? No. Why? Because I do give a damn. I care about the things in my life. I care about the people in my life. I care about the things that I do. So why would I associate with people who don't? All these stop judging people out there, I'm gonna need y'all to get a clue. You're making a judgment right now, being mad at this video. You made a judgment to do whatever it is that you did. And if this video is rubbing you the wrong way, understand that's because deep down inside you know that there are behaviors that you have, decisions that you've made that have put you at a disadvantage in life, and you have regrets. But sometimes people don't want to be honest about those regrets. They'd rather cosplay as if they're all happy and honky-dory with every decision that they've made, even though deep down inside they question, hey, what would my life have been like if I didn't do this? What would my life be like if I did something else instead? And those questions haunt them to this very day. And that's why they get so triggered at commentary like mine. Judge more. Have higher standards. Because if you are one of these stop judging people, your life is a reflection of just that, not making good judgments. But y'all, I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this video? Do you agree with me where it's like, yeah, everyone makes a judgment. We're judging the video right now, deciding whether to like it or dislike it. Or do you agree with the stop judging people where it's like, oh my God, how dare you, you terrible human being? What makes you think you're better than everybody else? You're probably a terrible person. That's why you're over here judging everybody. Wink, wink. In other words, making a judgment. I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the content, like the content. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also, hype the video. I may or may not have that function. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a judgmental cup of coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.
life.